Is it recording?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I don't even know. Anyway, welcome to the 2026 video cast.
Hola, ¿cómo estás, bitches?
There's a lot to talk about today, Kev.
First of all, let's talk about my background. I feel like it's very Alice in Wonderland psychedelic. It's kind of how I'm feeling right now, man. Took a bunch of LSD right before this podcast, so it's gonna be a wild time, man.
It really looks good.
Also,
It's better than you can see all the weights I lift.
all the weights you lift.
Yeah.
I'm talking about my sweatshirt too.
Oh, yeah.
Killer bees, baby. For the
I mean,
children. Zach, you really are looking buff these days, like you have been
yeah,
lifting.
it's that 45-pound bar. It's really doing its work.
What's your max rep, like 11?
Try 12.
Yes. Yes.
All
Anyway,
right, so we got to rep this fantasy cast out because there's definitely some stuff to talk about. But first, so we're going to go through football. We're going to go through current times of basketball, talk about baseball coming up, and team format. We've got a lot of feedback from a lot of the guys in the league, and we kind of just put everything together, accepted some things, declined some things. Some things were a great idea. Some things were like a great idea, one step forward, two steps back, though, kind of thing, where we said no. But the main key was because people wanted to make it more kind of a dynasty league and find a way to get a little bit more money in the pot as well. So, but it, and then after that, we're going to conclude with the baseball lottery. So, but before we get into that, we are going to talk about football. And congratulations to Zachary Reeves,
look,
the second
Reeves,
Zach.
I want to congratulate you because you've been doing these leagues for about 29 years now, and you finally won one. So, round of applause for Zach, figuring it out,
Yeah, good
crawling
job,
out of the
Reeves.
gutter.
Kev, it's all about that trade deadline deal you made with Reeves. We were all doomed after that
Hey,
happened.
look, man, I was trying to get some guys for the future, help my man Reeves out in the meantime, and I think it worked out for both.
Well, and in fact, your other trade with Chris, spiraled him to the championship too, despite his
Oh,
team
that's
not showing
true.
up.
Hey, man, I feel like I need a cut from both you guys for this win. I need a 20% cut from each of you. Y'all are welcome.
Yeah. I wonder if
Hey,
Reeves is going to change his name now. He's still riding on the Beavers' last victory over the Ducks 38-34 name from like 18 years ago. So hold on, Reeves, you got it.
hey, man, that's about all they got, man. They got to hold on to every little thing that they can.
Now this
Penny
division
knows.
Division two football team. All right. Um, yeah, congrats to everyone. Looks like next year should be a good year. I don't know what type of rookies are going to be available. It's not going to be as big as the last few years, but I don't know.
Bro,
Football's over with. And
give me Mendoza, man. That guy's gonna be awesome.
is he?
Yeah, whoever has number one pick should definitely pick him.
Is he going to be better than Cam Ward?
Who knows, man? It's so hit and miss with these dudes.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Basketball. Here we are currently in our standings. Just got done with the All-Star break. Trade deadline's over as well.
Hey, I gotta
Um,
say, dude, what is that? Is that a donut? Oh yeah, thanks, man. All right, yeah, appreciate it. So weird. Cruz just saved like a bite of his glazed donut for me. He's like, I've been holding on for like 30 minutes. I'm like, thanks, bud.
it's only a matter
Anyway,
of time before we expand these leagues to 16 teams to get all our sons in. I mean 20.
Chris
Just
can
joking,
bring
guys.
peanut in. Yeah, good lord. Uh,
uh,
Let me say All-Star game. A little bit better this year. Zach, I know you hate the NBA in general and wish it was back in the 90s. But All-Star game in general, better this year. Dunk contest was horrible. But the gameplay itself was way better than what it's been the last 3, 4, 5
I
years.
heard there was actually some competition.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, a
Awesome.
little side note. That's all I
No, I
wanted to say.
like that. I like that.
Yeah.
But Kev, I'd have to give you the number one in the power ranks just because not only are you the number one team in the league, but obviously your team's killing it, especially when full healthy with Jokic and Luka. Without those two guys, you are susceptible to loss. So, but as long as you have those guys, you're the favorite.
Look, I built a well-rounded team. I don't want you guys to just think it's Luca and Joker and that's it. Okay. I built a foundation over the last few years around those two cornerstones. Okay. So give me a little more credit. All right, Zach? A little more credit.
Nice try. Nice try.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Henthorn's still coming up on you. I mean, we all know how Henthorn is in the last end of the year. Henthorn, he's amazing.
His teams just start scoring like double what they've been doing the rest of the season.
Yep. Batuli's still there. Me on the other side. Nash, Chris on the come up. Everyone's getting healthy on his team.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll see who's going to get that 7 seed too between Brad, Todd, maybe
Let's be
Reed.
honest. Todd's team's done.
But Todd's team's probably done, so I'd give it to Brad.
Yeah, we'll give Brad the edge there.
Yeah, but
I want to make note of the hilarious matchup between Hot Garbage and Is the Season Over Yet a few weeks ago, where I don't know if they combined scored 500 total points. It was the most hilarious, obvious trying to lose situation. But I think who pulled it off?
What's that?
Oh man, Scotty pulled off the loss, so he's got that number one locked up right now.
Not that the number one matters. I mean,
I know. Yeah, I know. Who can
number
finish?
one matters. The last place matters since our lottery, we give the same amount of percentages to the final 3 teams. Tankers. Yeah. But anyway. All right. Well, other than that, huh?
No, we're good.
All right. Other than that, baseball's coming up. The draft will be Sunday, March 22nd. I don't know. I haven't made a time yet. Probably 6 o'clock.
For all you people that bitch about the draft, this one is going to be a little bit longer. It's our longest draft that we have. So everybody prepare. You have months and months and months to prepare for this and to set aside a couple hours in your life to do this. So let's all just sit back, enjoy it, not bitch about it, and just have some fun with it. Okay, guys? It's going to be a good time.
Tell your wives now.
Tell your kids. Hide your kids. Anyway.
Unless they're going to give you a bite of a donut.
Yes. Unless they're bringing you glazed donuts. Don't hide them.
But yeah, no, we'll have the lock date a few days before, and then the draft like normal. Schedule 2 or 3 hours. And if you don't want to, there's a part on ESPN to have ESPN draft for you. But if you don't do anything about that and edit it, it's going to just draft you 10 relief pitchers. So,
yeah, the auto draft for baseball is super weird.
Yeah.
They love relief pitchers.
It's because it doesn't go off our scoring, it goes off standard scoring. So,
Todd, don't forget to remind Cammie about this.
Yeah, you have a month.
Yeah, you can do it, Todd. We believe in you, bud.
It goes for anyone else whose anniversaries, birthdays, gay retreats, all that stuff. You need to let everyone know right now.
All of it.
And this is just an obvious thing for every draft. Come on, guys. It's like a part-time job.
Yes.
All our part-time jobs. When the wife asks what I'm doing watching a game too long, I tell her I'm working. So
there you go.
Anyway, no Japanese game this year, thank goodness. So the league won't start 10 days prior to everybody else starting. So
you were saying those games happen over in Japan every other year, every 3 years?
It seems I'd say on average once every 3 or 4 years.
Oh, okay.
So I think they had it 2 years in a row, like last year and the year before, but like before
Well,
that, they hadn't had it in like 6 years or something like
I
that
wonder if they
now.
did it back to back like that because those two big time Japanese like Yamamoto and Sasaki that were coming out,
Probably has something to do with it.
hype them up a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, how the NFL is starting to have games in Europe and South America and things like that. I mean, I could see baseball kind of doing the same thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was a thing soon every year. So
Global, man.
yeah, it's like why can't they do that just 2 days before the first game? Like everyone else plays. Why you gotta do it a week and a half before the first game?
I know, I know. And Henthorn's got to go on vacation and ruin everything. Then
Yeah,
all of Jason's pitchers get injured in between the Japan games and the regular season. So Jason hates Henny now. You go on and on, a snowball effect.
well, plan accordingly, draft accordingly. All right, so it's time to talk about the changes in our league format. What's so funny?
I just wait for the first slide. No more snake draft.
That's right.
Um, I believe that everybody has at least heard about these changes that we're going to make.
Well, did you talk
So
to Todd like you were supposed to and Trevor?
I might have forgotten to talk to Todd.
And Henthorn was supposed to talk to Vituli. But other than that, everyone
Yeah,
knows
I
everyone's
doubt. I
given
don't know.
some input. What's
I don't
that?
know if either of us talked to those guys.
Everyone's
Surprise,
given
Dad.
some input. Some people didn't care. Just happy to be in the league, and it's fun either way, you know. And so this is kind of what we've concluded with going forth. Things could change. Some of these can be little practice rides, but most of it's kind of how it is. I remember it's in the interest of uh, making the leagues more dynastic and just putting a little bit more money in the pot. I
Did you
think at
just
one
say?
time we had the idea of
Wait,
every
did you say
5 years
dynastic?
we'll bump up the minimum to $100. So I think we used to do these leagues for 100. We changed to 200 a couple of years ago. We're thinking here in another couple of years we'll change to 300. But we'll get to that later, down the line. But for now, still going to be a minimum of 200. But before we get into the money aspect, these leagues have always been where you keep 25% of your roster. So
Wait,
baseball,
Zach,
that's three.
I got
Football,
this
that's
real quick.
four. Baseball, that's seven. What?
I said I got this real quick. First of all, I just asked Siri if the word dynastic was a real word.
It is for me.
Siri had no idea. Um, I think that, yeah, we've talked about trying to make these leagues have more of a dynasty feel. But the idea of keeping everybody just seemed like too much because then what if you get a crappy team, takes you 5 years to rebuild, and you're going to be like, I'm not waiting 5 years for this. I'm out of here, right? So I think in trying to make it a little bit more of a dynasty feel, having a little more control over as many guys as you want to keep, but also adding a little price tag to each one of those guys so that you can't just keep the same guys for 7, 8, 9 years in a row. I mean, you can, I guess, it's just getting a lot more expensive for you
Yep.
as the years go on. So yeah, as we try to explain this, just keep in mind that we tried to think of all the things that could go wrong with it, or think of all the positive stuff, and just try to make
Yeah.
it more of like a GM feel when you've got your team going right here. So you
Right.
choose to
Right.
keep who you want, choose to cut who you want, give you a little more control over your whole team,
Yeah. And there were
while
guys
adding a
like,
little price tag to each player to kind of, bump up the league fees a little
yeah,
bit. But if you don't want to, you can always just
you
keep the
drop them
minimum,
or trade them.
which we'll get to.
Yeah. Absolutely. And other guys like Scott had some really good ideas. Like, okay, what happens if this happens? Some things we didn't think of. Um,
Chris had
and
a
that
bunch
was,
of dumb ideas that we just flushed right down the toilet.
yeah, nice try, Chris. But,
Yes. Love you, bud.
but, other than that, yeah. Number one was just no more snake draft. So
No more snake
because
draft.
guys are trying to you can keep up to 50% of your team now. So it doesn't make sense if someone has 50% of good players they win the championship, and then they'll get 2 picks in a row at the end of the first round, right? In early second. So for now on, you just get the last pick of that round.
With the idea that hopefully this like real drafts go, give more of an advantage to the teams that aren't as good so that they can kind of rebuild quicker, giving them, 2 picks in the top 13 rather than 2 picks in the top 24.
Right. So this is starting in 2027. All these formats are starting in 2027, but the reason we're saying it now is because 2026 is the grace year period. And we'll get into more of that in a sec too. But starting in 2027 will be no more snake draft because we're still keeping the minimum for all 3 sports that we're drafting for in 2026. So this year's baseball coming up, and then in the fall when football and basketball, we're still going to only keep the minimum, and so on. So the next seasons for those 3 sports will be the grace period year. What does that mean? We'll get to that in a sec. All right, and this is a thing. Before it was 25% only for all your teams. Now you can keep up to 50% of your roster. So in basketball, you can keep anywhere between 3 and 6. In football, anywhere between 4 and 8, and in baseball, you can keep up to 14 guys, between 7 and 14, depending on what you want to do. However, there's a caveat to that. So I don't know if that's the next slide or not. Yep.
Well, let me see. Yes, it is the next slide. Good job, Zach.
So, Kev, you want to explain this?
So
Okay,
in
obviously you don't know.
baseball, for instance, right now you keep 7. Okay. Now you can keep anywhere between 7 and 14 players. Now, in the past, there was no additional charge or fee for keeping any players. But now, since we're able to have that threshold between 25 and 50%, we're going to put a price tag on each player that you keep. Now, if you just want to keep the minimum of 7, it's just $5 a player, right? Zach, quick, what's 5 times 7?
35.
There you go. So your minimum league fee would be $235. Now, if you want to keep all 14, well, now you're going to pay $5 times 14, right? So you're looking at $70 total. So now your minimum league fee would be $270 if you chose to keep all 14 players that you could potentially keep.
I doubt that will hardly ever happen, but yes, it's possible.
Yes.
Correct. So, and it's the same with football and basketball for their 25
right.
to
So
50%.
Football, what minimum is 4 right now? Maximum would be
8.
What's the maximum in basketball? Is it 8? I guess so.
Basketball is 3 or 6. So
same kind of thing.
Anywhere between 3 or 6.
3 or 6, yeah.
So here's the deal, though. For example, let's just say in basketball, we always usually keep 3. Let's just say you want to keep 4 guys. Well, what this means that in each additional keeper over the minimum, so over the 25% that we usually have. So for basketball, it's 3, takes away a draft pick, and it starts with the first round. So if you keep a 4th player, you don't have a first round pick in the upcoming draft. So you forego your draft picks. Each guy you keep over the minimum, you forego your draft picks in order. So if you were to keep 2 extra guys in basketball, you now don't have a second round pick either, and so on. So
did you keep 4? Don't have your first. You keep 5. Don't have your second. You keep 6.
First.
Don't have your third.
No, kind of, yeah. About if you keep 5, you don't have your first and second. If you keep 6 guys in basketball, you don't have your first round. Your first pick is until the 4th round.
Yeah, but baseball, we're talking, you keep all 14, you're not going to have a pick to the 15th round is going to be your first pick.
Yeah, which
but
would
if you got a badass team and you want to keep 14, then hey, then
yeah, I mean it's possible you can do that.
That's your prerogative.
Yep. So, with that said, this is the grace period for guys that you're keeping. So anyone you draft that season will be their 1 year grace period. You don't have to pay for them. Going in, and now let's say you want to keep that player going into year 2, then you pay an additional $5 for baseball, or it's an additional $10 for football and basketball. We'll get to that in a second as well. Now, as a bonus, you get a 3-year grace period if you draft a rookie or a prospect in baseball. And that includes Japanese players that aren't allowed to be signed on your team until after the draft or selected in the draft. So what that means is if you draft a rookie in any sport that has not made their debut yet in the pros, so that includes the minor leagues, obviously, in baseball, but football, basketball, doesn't matter, and you keep them on your team, you don't have to pay for them until you go into year 4 with that player. So you have 3 years free to not have to pay anything extra. For example, flag for Reeves.
No, I'll give you an example.
So,
Yes. For instance.
This is the example right here.
Dude, I was going to do it.
Oh, well, you can still do it.
Anyway, in basketball, Reeves, football champion Reeves, drafted Cooper Flag. So as long as he keeps Cooper Flag on his team, he can keep him for up to 3 years without having to pay for him. Now, if he drops Cooper Flag or he trades Cooper Flag, wait, do we do trade also?
Huh?
If he trades him, does that still count?
No, it's over.
Right? Okay, that's what I thought. So if he ends up trading him or dropping him, that 3-year grace period is non-transferable.
Right.
It's only for Reeves. Chris here, football runner-up, did not draft Con Knipple. So there's no 3-year grace period. You have to draft that person and they have to be on your team.
Yep. You have to hold on to them.
Like I drafted Dylan Harper. If I wanted to, I could have kept him for 3 years. But I dropped him, like a month and a half ago. So that whole 3-year deal is out the window.
Yep. Even if you added him right now onto your team and he killed it the rest of the year,
yep,
that 3-year window's gone. It's only it's a benefit to drafting a rookie and keeping him,
yep,
and not taking him off your team.
Like a really good example is Cunningham, because Cunningham had a lot of hype coming around him when he was drafted, but he wasn't awesome from a fantasy perspective. Chris, don't get all worked up here. His rookie year got a little bit better the second year, and now here he is, whatever it is, year 3 or something, and he's absolutely killing it. So just to kind of have that ability to hang on to somebody that you think you might have, who might have a lot of potential without having to pay for him.
Right. So notice I highlighted a full year. So what that means is the grace period is for anyone you have on your team for a full year. So in other words, if you make a trade for somebody mid-season and you decide to hold on to them and keep them for the next year, they haven't hit their 1-year grace period. It's 1 full year grace period. So if you were to make a mid-season trade with somebody and keep those players or a player from that trade, you actually don't have to start paying for them till after the 2nd year they're on your team or first full year. So, so it's just a way to keep the money down a little bit. But
so Zach, can I ask you a question that might be asked?
You may.
Let's say in basketball, I keep Joker for another 3 years. And going into that 4th year, let's just say, whatever it is, he'd be $40 for me to keep him. Now let's say I don't want to keep him for $40. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trade him to Vituli. In that trade, Vituli gets Joker now. And if he decides to keep him, it's not going to be $40 for him. He's going to have that 1 year, 0 payment grace period.
The clock starts back at 0. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Vituli, if he's going to continue to keep Joker, wouldn't have to pay for him start paying extra for him till after Joker's first full year on Vituli's team.
Yep, got it.
So, yep. And that goes for anybody, not just trades, that goes for anyone you sign off waivers, off the free agent list, and you end up keeping anything. And I think that we have a slide later that talks a little bit more in depth about it. But to alleviate some crookedness between owners, you can't, Kev, you and I can't have a handshake deal where, we're both paying $40 a month for Joker and Giannis. And I'm like, hey, Kev, I'm going to trade him to you. And in a week or at the end of the season, you trade him right back to me and it starts back off at zero. That's not how it works. So that'll be illegal. And
I'm thinking about Scotty right in this situation right here. You hear that, Scott? Loud and clear.
Scott probably would think of something like this. He's good at that. But yeah, so it will still count as that same player being on your team. So the continuation rule will still be in effect if that's the case.
Wait,
now,
Zach, before you go to the next slide, I just want to give you a shout out. I'm very impressed that you put together slides with this.
You like that?
You seem very prepared. You sound very eloquent when presenting this. I'm proud of you. Come a long way, Zach. Come a long way.
Anything for the league, guys. I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help but say
that. All right. So here's what's going to be cost additionally to get the money up, like a lot of people have asked for. So, $5 per keeper in baseball, $10 for football and basketball. The reason is baseball, the amount of our rosters are so much bigger in baseball than they are football, basketball. So, why are you so gay right now? Kevin, this is serious. People need to know what's going on.
I'm trying to get my shit together over here. I'm trying. If you have a question, the reason why we did only $5 per keeper in baseball is because there's a much larger roster. So we figured if you want to keep 14 people at $10 a pop, starts getting pretty expensive for everyone.
Yep. Yeah, pretty easy. And that's every year an additional. So it's not $10. If you're going to keep Luka for the next 5 years, it's not $10 per year. In 5 years, it'll be $50 for you to keep him on your team. So, and I have an example for that because I'm so eloquent, Kevin. So giving your team, for an example, this year will be our grace period in basketball. Kevin, you're still going to pay $200.
Yes, I am.
But now let's say going into 27-28, Kev, you want to keep Jokic, Luka, Amon, and Durant. Now they're gonna cost you $10 each. So now it's $240 for you. Right?
Right.
Next year, you want to keep the same guys. Now it's $280 because they cost $20 each.
Ooh, getting spendy.
Now you're like, I want to lower this again. So maybe you trade Jokic to Vitui, like you said, but Luka's still young enough. Amon, Durant's still young. You want to keep them on your team. They're killing it. You're at 310. So now you're like, all right, I'm going to trade Amon and Durant in some trades, get some other guys, but you still want to keep Luka, who's awesome. Luka's now $40, but that's only additional stuff because you've acquired 2 or 3 other guys via the draft or trade that now you're back down to $240.
Yeah, that were not previously on my roster, so I get that 1 year $0 grace period.
Yep. I mean, it's pretty easy. Oh, and there's our asterisk rule about dropping, adding, trading back, things like that. They'll count as if you've never traded them, so or never dropped them or added them. So,
I'm wildly impressed by all this. I can't stop saying it.
Yeah, that's what I do, guys.
Guys, listen to the podcast. While Zach might not look smart, he has his master's. He knows what he's doing. He's got his shit together, fellas.
Yeah, you're not supposed to tell anyone I have my master's degree. But
I'm kidding, Zach. You look kind of smart.
So now it makes a little bit more sense with these slides.
And what we're going to do, since there might be, obviously there's probably going to be different totals every year for what the league fees are when we all combine them. So instead of having a set number, a set dollar amount for first, second, third, league division winners, we're going to do a percentage
Yep. And it's
of,
roughly the same percentage as what we do now,
right.
with one little tweak. But Brad would like everybody to pay at the beginning of the year, just like probably most people do. I don't know. But it's just so much easier for the treasurer if everyone can pay at the beginning of the year. So it's in the pot, so he doesn't have to hunt people down at the end of the year. Now, if you want to can't afford it, you can probably pay the next month. I'm sure Brad won't care, but don't wait till the end of the year anymore. You could probably do 50% payments, whatever. Work it out with Brad. He won't care. And so,
Brad
yeah,
has Brad has flexible finance options with low interest rates.
he does.
You better work something out.
What else? And here's those payouts you were talking about, Kev, which is,
Oh yeah, they
again,
are.
roughly the same as what we always do. We just had a round number. These are now percentages because we don't
Very good
know.
preparation, Zach.
You're welcome. $2,400 is what we've always had in the pot. Now it's going to be like the first year. Next year is going to be 20. This year is going to be 2,400. But going into next year, when we start keeping guys after this grace period year, it's going to go up $10 per player in football, basketball, 5 for baseball. So, the one added is this fifth place. That might sound stupid. Uh, it's because what we took out was the high scoring weeks. It just seemed kind of silly after a while. There wasn't as much money in it. It'd be like, oh, the winner gets 1,000, second place gets 500, third 250, fourth 200, and a high score gets $20 and someone else gets $10. Now it's like, who cares? So you're either gonna get zero or you're gonna get top five. So, which is pretty good. It's almost half the league wins money back. 8% is about the league fee. So at 5%, you get more than half your league fee back. And anything above that, you win money. And then that's not counting possible 5% more of winning one of the divisions. So,
I like it.
um,
Clean, crisp percentages.
yep. And again, the asterisk will be if you win it all or go undefeated and win it all, like yours truly did in 2024 basketball, you get the whole pot.
Shut your mouth.
So, and obviously these will probably get rounded to the nearest buck. So, other than that, Kev, can you think of anything else we need to talk about in any of these slides? My pristine professional slides.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Above and beyond.
Welcome.
Top notch.
Now I'm wishing I would have done a PowerPoint so I could fade in, fade out, colors, all that.
That would have been amazing.
It would have been next time.
Yeah, next time. I think we got it all, man. I'm sure there could be some questions. Everybody feel free to harass Zach about those.
Yeah, feel free. Again, remember most of these rules don't take place to next year.
And listen, this is probably going to be a little bit of a work in progress. I mean, we're not planning on changing any major scoring, any league rosters, that kind of stuff. But if you guys do come up with some ideas during the season to maybe say, hey, let's do this and that, what do you think of that? We're all open because this isn't probably going to be permanent. It's going to be fluid for the first year or so where we try to really nail it down, if that makes sense.
Let's just talk about the baseball scoring changes, which is the only league we're having scoring changes in at the moment. Which probably we only will is it's not really a scoring change, it's a starting pitchers. So instead of 12, we're going to take a stab at only starting 10 per week now, and the reason being because
Lloyd bunch. Huh?
I was just going to say the reason is that
Lloyd bitched about it a bunch.
Huh?
I said Lloyd bitched about it a bunch.
That's all he does.
Just kidding. Love you, Jason.
Yeah. So most of our pitchers at the end of our roster suck. So just to get rid of those waiver wire guys, and there'll be more available on the waiver wire. A Scott Bigham's dream. So there will be more available on the waiver, starting pitchers at least on the waiver wire. So you can add another hitter or two, add a reliever that we usually have that starting pitching spot, or hoard 18 starting pitchers if that's what you really want to do. But
yeah, I was just about to say that. It doesn't mean you can only have 10 starting pitchers on a roster. You can have 20 if you want to, but you're only going to be able to start 10 of those per week.
Which makes sense because if you did that, the rest of your roster would suck. You wouldn't have many hitters. It's like I know Scott wanted to put a limit on quarterbacks or a limit on positional players in these leagues. You're stupid if you carry 6 quarterbacks because then you're not going to have roster spots for any of your other positions. Plus, you can only play 2 quarterbacks a week anyway. So it's just kind of a waste. And then now that we're charging extra, so if someone really wants to keep and hoard quarterbacks, well, what's the point? You're paying for it then. So,
Paying for guys who aren't going to play.
Yeah. And again, if you really want a quarterback or any positional player from anywhere, send the guy a trade. Everybody's worth the price. Everyone has a price. Ted DiBiase.
Yes. $1 million man.
Anyway. Kev, anything else you can think of?
No, not right now. I think it's time to move on to this lottery, bro.
Sure. I don't know why I quit the screen. Let me share that back. Okay. So, to baseball we go. Here was last year's playoffs, if you will. Oh, one more thing. This is what I need to also add into this is there was about a half and half split decision on, I can't find it now. There. The third place game in the playoffs is nothing in our leagues. It never has been anything. We don't do a consolation bracket. Once you're out of it, you're out of it. So the third place is based off who had the better record in the regular season. To put emphasis on the regular season matchups, it'll be whoever has the better record in third place. It'll be the same with fifth place. Now, I've always said if you want to do a side bet with somebody in your consolation third place game or any game, consolation game, go for it. But
so to clear this
it's
up,
not
right?
included in this.
No, to clear this up, this third and fourth place matchup, if the fourth place team, if the team with the worst record wins that third, fourth place matchup in the playoffs, it doesn't mean that team's going to have a better, like a worse draft pick than the team that they beat. Because again, like Zach said, we go off of final regular season standings.
Yeah, and we just go off the winners in the playoffs. So you don't even have to do your lineup that week. You're done doing your lineup because it means nothing for our leagues. So, but some people like the third place idea. So I just say meet in the middle. And Kev, if you and I end up losing in the semifinals, I can call you and be like, hey, you want to bet $100 that do our lineups for this week? But it has nothing to do with what's in the pot. So that's a side bet that you can work out with anybody. So
hey, shout out to Henthorn. He just texted us saying, let's see this video cast. Henthorn, appreciate you being a avid follower of this incredible podcast.
Yeah. And there is the video proof of it. And that is his.
That's a selfie he took. So without further ado, Zach, let's get to it, man.
All right, let's get to it.
This is what the people want.
So in the playoffs, you can see, Kev, here that it definitely doesn't fall on regular season standings for the losers, and the semis are in here. This is the second. Are we going to see Henthorn versus Nash in the championship again for a third straight year in 2026?
I don't know if Nash's pride can handle that.
Well, here's the standings, just so everybody can see. From last year, which means, and if you do the math, pause your screen right now if you want to really make sure I got it right, but I know I got it right. So here is the draft pick lottery. And going back to our thing that we always have here that tells you who gets what. know, first, second, third, fourth do not get any balls, and then so on for fifth through the last place team. I'm sorry for people that don't like the lottery, which is only a couple people at most. The last three teams for anti-tanking get the same amount of balls.
Hey, if you're
That's
upset
helped,
with where
and that has
lottery
screwed
is,
people.
I'd say just do better.
Yeah, or just do your roster, try harder, whatever. So, all right. So you can see that matches last year's standings. There's one more look. Chris was the worst team in the league, so Chris is going to be on top, and so on. All right. So because this is
Chris,
live,
I wish you knew stuff about sports, dude. My suggestion to you would be pay attention to sports more. Maybe throw like a sports podcast in there every once in a while, maybe like a fantasy podcast. It'd go a long way to help you out in this, bud. I'm just trying
I
to be
think
helpful here for you.
I think our summer video cast we should have a guest on, and that maybe should be Chris, and see if he's learned anything about sports in between now and then.
That's a great idea.
Sports for dummies.
For those of you who don't know Chris, he was like jazz band, like that kind of guy, artsy guy, all growing up. Just recently got into sports a couple years ago. Very enthusiastic about it, but the poor fella just doesn't know a whole lot. So we're just trying to help him along, like step by step. Come on. You
He
got this,
does know
Chris.
WNBA though, right?
Oh yeah.
No, Chris, for the 1,000th time, we do not want to do a WNBA league. Jeez. So, without further ado, we're going to get right into it. Let's just expand this screen a little bigger.
Oh man.
Oh,
I'm so
I'm not
nervous
nervous because I don't have a pick in this.
I get nervous anyway.
All right. So let's see. People with the best odds: Chris, Brad, Reeves. This thing. What the heck is this?
The ad.
All right.
Oh.
Get out of here. Okay. Here we go. With the 8th pick, Christian.
I think that's about right.
All right. With the 7th pick, Scott. Hey, Scott, you went up one.
Hey, Scotty.
Doesn't quite make
bud.
up for basketball lottery, but at least he gets one pick better.
Yo, I don't hear no bitching, Scott.
Yeah. With the 6th pick, Lloyd, hey, that pretty much worked out.
Yeah.
With the 5th pick, Trevor.
Treasure.
With the 4th pick, Brad. Ooh, so that means
Wait, hold
whoever
on.
was 5th place with 6 balls has moved up into the top 3. I don't even remember who that was.
Was that Todd?
Yes, it was Todd.
Oh,
Good memory.
Todd crept into the top 3. Wow.
Wow. And then Todd will draft Justin Verlander. Guaranteed.
For the 17th year in a row.
With the 3rd pick, Chris.
Oh, Todd crept into top 2.
Well, that's what Chris gets for not liking sports.
Yeah, Chris.
And for trading Joe Ryan, who scored 20 points a game for 3 waiver wire guys last year.
Bro.
The 2nd pick, there's Todd.
Nice,
Which means the number 1 pick goes to Zach Reeves again in back-to-back sports.
Wait, did he have it in basketball? Oh, yeah,
got flagged.
Hey, after Reeves' football performance, though, I feel like he's on the come up, man.
He is. Let me take a picture
On
of this.
The come up.
Even though it's on the video. Well, there it is.
Zach, I want to congratulate ourselves for another incredible video caster.
Incredible. Absolutely.
Riveting.
Right.
Listeners on the edge of their seats.
I'm sure there'll be questions. I'm sure there'll be people that completely forgot that we were changing up the format.
100%. Absolutely.
And I'm sure there'll be people that will gripe and bitch just to gripe and bitch.
Yep.
But most people should revert back to this video. Save this video in your bookmarks.
Yes.
So you can see what the new format's going to be like, but I'm sure we'll talk about it again coming up.
Absolutely.
So, well, another success. throw this on YouTube. I'm sure we'll get plenty of dislikes, which means we did our job.
Yes. The more dislikes, the better.
All right, over and out. Wu-Tang. All right. I think that went good.
I could not stop laughing, dude. I was so
I
impressed.
don't know what you were even laughing at. Oh crap,
I,
we're not even done recording.
oh,
Now we'll go.
I was just